You know, I feel like sometimes you got to have that friend that's your friend of me though, always like threatening you with extortion or something, blackmail. You know, they keep you alive. They're like, hey, you do that one more time. I'm telling everybody. You're like, oh, you know, my deepest secrets. I feel like, those people, they'll slowly poison you. I feel like that's what was happening to me because I used to have, my one friend was making a lot of food. I feel like she was poisoning me because you know what? I had gas a lot for a couple months, and it was like an insane amount of gas. And I blame whatever she was feeding me because she wasn't eating the same stuff I was eating. Right? That's how they get you, fellas. You gotta watch. Always offer your plate. See, I forgot. You gotta offer your plate first to her. She ain't gonna be expecting it and be like, "Hey, take a bite," and you just choose a bite from your plate. You don't let her pick because she gonna know the side that's not poison. It means the food good because I got gas. No, it does not mean the food's good. That was always the excuse. Oh, it needs more cheese. It needs cream. No, it doesn't. Not everything needs a bunch of sauce and needs to be in the sauces and the peppers, right? We I don't need to use $270 worth of food right today. I don't need to buy all that today. I don't need to spend $46 on spice and cheese. And I mean, honestly, the price of cheese is crazy these days too. What do they think? You know what? Cheese has been around since the beginning of time. Cheese should not be that expensive. Like, why did they teach me how to make cheese in class growing up? They sitting there teaching me dodgeball. I ain't well. I mean, in case you ever got to dodge some gunshots, you've learned some skill. Okay, I can see the value of dodgeball, but okay. What else? Weightlifting. It taught me how to move boxes around the factories. Okay, that was also well. You know what? They should have taught me. They should have taught me how to make some cheese and stuff. I could have been, slinging cheese through in the hood. Could have been like the Santa Claus of cheese. You know what I'm saying? They could have taught us something real good, useful, something to change your life. Love a good cheese sauce. Oh my God. You love all the sauces. You love anything with cheese and sauce and ingredients and spice. It's too much. It's too much. You're gonna kill somebody. I feel like I was the first one. I personally have had a rough month. I've had to deal with my bank multiple times. Uh, I was online ordering dog food. I have two big dogs and rescued one. Well, rescued both, but one I rescued officially from a kennel. But I was buying their dog food, and they're big dogs. One's like 125 pounds, one's 80 pounds. So it's like you got to get a lot of dog food, like a 40, 50-pound bag. So I'm looking it up online. Next thing you know, Microsoft ads like coming at me, and they're like, "Oh, that pound of $25 bag of dog food that you're gonna get is $15 if you buy it from this website." I was like, "Oh, 15. I'm gonna say $10 a bag. Give me three of them." So then it's like I'm basically getting a bag free, right? So I buy all this stuff from this website, and turns out it was fraud. My bank card was routed to Hong Kong, and I was gypped of my money. My dogs never got their dog food or their like tie down rope, you know, and I was behooved by scammers. But I blame Microsoft ads because I was literally on Walmart ordering that stuff, and they were like, "No, you should get from this website." I literally popped up like, "Oh, you could save $10 a bag," You get as many, I was only gonna buy like 2 bags of dog food, but then it was like, oh, I could get, you know, basically a free bag. I bought a bunch of bags and get nothing, bro. And and it's not only like I get scammed and I didn't get nothing, but they gonna have the nerve to email me and act like they're sending it. Like 3 weeks later, they're like, send me an email. Oh, your shipment's on the way. I done gave up. Like when you buy stuff online, you get an email pretty quick. Oh, your shipment's maybe the next day or something. If you don't go through Amazon, I don't always use Amazon. So I'll get an email the next day, and I didn't get an email for like 3 weeks. I ain't never get nothing. So my bank flagged it, and they said, "Oh, this is fraud. Shut your card down." And I didn't understand the impact of that, like what that was going to do to me, right? I was like, okay, that's cool, send me another card, because they're like, oh, well, it could be hackers in Tokyo or China or something got your information. So I'm like, whatever. So the fraud department contacts me. They're sending me a new card. This is the beginning of the month. Well, it gets to like the middle of the month. I call the bank again, and the number on my debit card doesn't work. You ever try to call your bank and they don't pick up? You're like, what is going on? I need help. Bro, I called this number 5 times on the back of my debit card. Each time did not work. I was like, okay, maybe it's after hours or something. Bro, it didn't matter when I called this number. It did not work. I probably called it more than 5 times. Anyway, so then I called the second number on the card. That one someone picked up, and they're like, oh, we'll help you. We're going to send you a new debit card, or, everything. Another couple weeks go by. I ain't got nothing. Like 18 days later, I finally called my bank, and I had to get the phone number from the app because the numbers on the cards don't work. And now I'm scared to look up the number online because they could, these hackers and scam. Like I just got scammed. Now the scammers, you don't know. So I'm scared to search anything. So I searched through the app. I call them. They didn't even know I wanted a debit card. I said, I need a debit card today. They said it's going to take 10 to 14. I said 10 to 14. I need a debit card now. I can't buy weed. I need cash. So anyway, 10 to 14 days from now, I should be, living life a little bit easier, I guess. There's traumatic stuff, not being able to access your bank account, right? Um, I want to send money for my kids. All the stuff that I want to do, I can't even do, literally. And so like I didn't even pay because everything was on my debit card. So all the bills were late this month. All of them. My parents were like, well, why didn't you route your bills from your account? So I was like, I didn't even know I could do that for like my credit cards and electric bill and stuff like that. So I literally had to go through each bill and now route it to my bank. And it's just like, I hate banks, man. I mean, I don't hate them. I mean, I guess it's keeping my money safe or something, but I just hate dealing with corporations, you know. Like I called you guys so many times, number doesn't work. You tell me you're sending me a debit card 2 different times. I ain't never get nothing. And now you're saying you don't even have record of these phone conversations. And I'm like, the weed I'm smoking is not that good, right? I am not tripping. Like these conversations happened. Like I cannot like, and I'm just like, oh man, it's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna get mad today. So, 10, 14 days from now, maybe I'll have a little bit more money, you know. I'm hoping I need cash. Sometimes you need cash. Like you can't just buy stuff in the dispensary. I guess that's really the main thing I need cash for. But still, I need cash, right? And they need to send me my debit card ASAP. It's ridiculous. I was going back and thinking about life a little bit. And I was like, man, like I lived through some stuff. You know, I remember I was alive when Pac died. And like I remember it like distinctly. Like I was in the car. I was like in elementary school, riding in the car with my dad, and I'm like, Tupac died. I start crying. That's how much I love this dude videos. I don't even know. But I love this music, I guess. Right. And I was like, that's crazy. That's so long ago. I am getting old. Old as dirt. You know, I was alive when 9/11 happened. Like a lot of these people, a lot of kids and stuff these days weren't alive. They don't even know what happened. Right. You had to be what, 24, 20, 24, 25 years old for that to happen, for you to be alive. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's just like it'll mess with you. I was like, I seen multiple wars. I done lived through some stuff. I was there when they found Obama or Obama. Well, they found Obama, right? They did find Obama. Didn't nobody know Obama was gonna be all that. Growing up, I didn't hear Obama's name till the dude was senator, and then he gave a speech, and then they were like, "Oh, he could be president." I ain't never hear about Obama before that. But anyway, I remember when they was looking for Bin Laden, Osama. Oh, see, that was the thing they was trying to say. Obama and Osama. They were trying to mess with it, but I mean, it is a play on words. You saw how I accidentally did it, but that could be that white side of me, right? Secretly holding grudges or something. You know, you never know. But no, I wouldn't. But they found Osama bin Laden like in a rock in the middle of nowhere in the desert. I was like, man, I done seen some stuff, man. Couple wars. And I was like, man, I hope we ain't doing this again for why are we still doing wars? Can't we send like robots to fight each other or something? Like we don't have to do a war. Not like humans gotta die. You know, it's crazy, man. It's just it makes you don't want that for the next generation. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them to know what that's like. You know, who they gonna find in the hole next? It ain't gonna be me, right? I don't think I'd last good in the hole. Like 2 days, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start. I ain't gonna. I ain't got the mental fortitude. When you really think about it, sometimes that stuff. That dude was strong-willed to hide in a cave hole for months. Like the whole world is looking for you, bro. Everybody like. I think this dude had like a $10 million reward on him in like the 2000s, early 2000s. You know what that's like? You had $10 million. That's like 6 billion today. You rich as you could have flipped that. You could have flipped that. And then a lot of stuff happened. There's a whole building. There was an earthquake somewhere, some part of the world. I think like Imnemnar or something like that, and like a 7 point something earthquake, and a whole building collapsed. And but for like a few minutes or a little bit, like it was like I don't know if it was a hotel or something, but at the top there was a pool. But for a minute or something, you just see the water, like a ton of water coming from the top of this because it's shaking and stuff like that. And you just see people on the ground just watching. And I was like, man, I've been running. Like, sometimes it ain't worth doing the camera, right? Sometimes why does everybody want to go viral? You're gonna die trying to get the cool shot. And I bet somebody did. I bet somebody was near the bottom of the building, like, oh, it's not gonna fall, trying to take a video. Probably went live and met their end. For what? For some likes. But I was like, man, that that's why honestly, like, I don't want to go live in some of these other countries. Like, I want to stay in America. Like, I'm sorry. Because like our construction is generally better than that. Like, we don't have, I mean, buildings like falling like that. We did have the hotel in Miami that fell like a couple years ago, but we learned from that one. Right now, we're investigating all the stuff. They realize that sand can sift or something like that. Whatever. But and the crazy thing is like, I think on top of this building that fell, they had like cranes. Like, there was a crane, there were a couple cranes up there. They were like still building on top of this building. And I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't go to crane operated school, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go be a crane operator, because I was like, they make like 200K. But that would have been me. I'd have probably been there, took the job over there, trying to make money, make sure my kids can go to a good school, great college one day, right? And I'd have probably been that one up in that crane, you know. And sometimes it's good, you're not all the way ambitious, right? That's all I'm gonna say, because I'm still alive. That dude up there, he's up there working hard. That dude dead right now. That crane collapsed. If he got life insurance, his kids are eating good the rest of their life, but he could have been eating good. He should have stayed home, took a sick day that day. Mm-mm. I would have missed work that day. I would have known there was an earthquake. I got a German Shepherd. He would have let me know. Uh, my kids, my kids are gonna get to come visit me this summer, which I'm super excited about. They're young, 11 and 9, um, and so they got to fly. They're gonna have to fly, and they're too young, of course, to fly by themselves. And either me or their mom got to fly with them. So I was like, cool, let me see how much the flights are, and I just realized I gotta, I gotta, I gotta, I gotta rob a bank. Like, I gotta join, like, GTA made me a little bit braver or something, because like I got to join a bank crew. I'm not even playing. They want so much money. It's more than my mortgage payment to fly like the flight's 4 hours. And I'm like, bro, you want this much money? More than a mortgage? I got to go in on the bank. Like, and like, I'm not going inside. I'm just going to be like the spotter. So realistically, my prison time shouldn't be so bad. But I'm going to get somebody crazy to go inside, because we going to get some money. Because these tickets, like I said, the cheese prices, we all know eggs is up. But these plane ticket prices, like, these planes are wrecking. What are we causing so much money for? What you should be giving me a discount, because first of all, I don't trust the plane, right? Like, it's making me hot thinking about it. Like, I'm already mad. They've been wrecking. Didn't a plane just fall in Philadelphia? Other planes are hitting each other at the airport. And you got the nerve to charge extra money. Not today. I call my white mom. My white mama saved me with some Sky Miles. I listen. I'm just gonna say, not everybody has the opportunity to have a white mom, and it's not she's a gray mom. It's not that she's white, but I like to say white mom. She'll save you. She got Sky Miles. She understand that stuff. That airport, So now it's not quite as bad. So now I just got to rob like a Dollar Tree or something, right? Like I don't feel like I feel like if you rob a Dollar Tree, that's probably the worst place to rob because it's like one. I feel like a lot of EBT gets used there, and then like there's not a lot of cash. Like I don't think they got that much cash probably going through there. So it's like that would be you probably get like $50. But so I'm thinking if I hit like if I hit him in the morning and go back at lunch, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna work it, man. I gotta make it happen. I because the kids want to come. I gotta get them zoo tickets. I gotta try to take them to a Tiger game. I don't want it. I don't want it to suck. I got them buying beds. So I just moved out here and bought a house. So this is the first time getting to come visit. So it's gonna be fun for me, right? So my and I think hopefully the kids are excited to see me, but like honestly, they're probably I know they're just as excited, my daughter for sure, to meet like the pets that they've acquired that they haven't met yet. Because since I've been here, I've adopted like two dogs and a feline. And so my daughter can't wait to spoil them and give them treats. And I don't even know if it's me she wants to see. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's a little girl. Make her happy. My son, he feels like he's gotten taller and stronger. So I knock that down a peg because he feels like he's going to beat me up one day. Mm-mm. Uh, Looking forward to seeing him though, because the new Mission Impossible movie's coming out and the Jurassic Park movie's coming out, and that's like two franchises that I got him into. My daughter didn't really. She's seen the last Mission Impossible in theaters with us, but she don't really care. But she'll be excited about the Jurassic Park, so I can't wait. It's like little things as a dad that you look forward to that you just can't wait. Because I was like, oh, my mom. I remember going to see Mission or Jurassic Park as a kid, right, in theaters. So it's like every time there's a Jurassic Park ever, I'm gonna take my kids. I don't care if I'm old and they got great grandkids. We're all going to see Jurassic Park. You know what I'm saying? Better not be too scary because I'm gonna die up in there. I can't. I'll be old, but I still want to. I want to see what the new. But the new Jurassic Park, they look like they got some new dinosaur that ain't even real, right? So I'm just like, that's kind of weird. They need to just keep the T Rexes and Raptors out there. That's scary enough, my dude. You know what I'm saying? Get some. They need to get like a big athlete in there, like LeBron. Let him get ate by a raptor. Everybody be scared. Everybody be into the movies again. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, if you take LeBron out, like LeBron's like 6'9", 250, 270, whatever, like strong. Like I feel like if I was LeBron size, I would try to fight the raptor. Like I try to throw hands. Like I'd be like bam, bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm too small. I done gained my weight. I ain't gonna try to throw hands with the raptor. I'd probably throw someone else, like trip somebody. Not I wouldn't trip my kids. If they tripped, I'd pick them up and throw them somewhere out the way. But I probably trip somebody else so I could get away with my kids. So, if I ever invite you to an island, I wouldn't go, right? Because just in case there's dinosaurs there, bro, you're probably getting tripped. I ain't guaranteeing your survival. Like, I'm guaranteeing my kids if they listen. I mean, my daughter might try to pet the wrong one and get bit. And the other ones are coming. I told you not to pet it. Come on. I don't know if I can do it. So, no, but when you have kids, I already know, like, I would fight that would be the only way I'd fight a raptor. If I was LeBron size, I'd fight a raptor on God just to fight a raptor. But me myself, I wouldn't fight a raptor unless it was coming for the kids. Then I gotta like karate chop one. I gotta hit him with that Bruce Lee because you know that's the only chance you got. If them raptors come at you, you gotta hit them with some Bruce Lee. You gotta throw them off, right? You hit them with some dust, throw a little flour in their face, and then punch them right in the nose, right? I feel like I seen that. I feel like someone got attacked by a shark and like he put his hand out and like punched him in the nose underwater and the shark backed up. Right? It just be like that. You gotta get real and think of your chances of survival. So yeah. It's I don't know what my chances of surviving like a Jurassic Park attack kind of thing. Like if I was there and that happened. But I just know everybody else would have been dead too, right? I'd have been the last meal standing. You ain't give me easy, bro. I'm a lather up in some dinosaur poop. I'm like, I'm gonna do something to make them not want to eat me. Like, I don't care what I gotta do. You ain't just gonna eat me easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to. I can't even swim that far, so you know what? I ain't even gonna try to swim off the island. That's too much. But I, I'm gonna be the last one. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't live forever, but I'm gonna be the last one. I'm gonna be. They gonna find me. Find my body, my skeleton, by the vending machine because I done ate all the food and there was nowhere else to go. I ain't going outside no more. They done ate everybody. I'm the last one. I ain't going outside. Got me messed up. That's because black people, like as black people, we don't really do exotic animals like that. Like, okay, yeah, like okay, Mike Tyson became super rich by the tiger. I think Michael Jackson had a monkey, right? Maybe a tiger too or something. He probably did on Neverland. Probably had something like that. But in our everyday to day life, you ain't seeing black people with exotic animals like that. We might have a dog, right? Some very few have a cat. But past that, like you don't see brothers with like, oh, I got rats. Like you might find you gonna find some white people with some rats and stuff, or like a snake. Uh okay, spider, like a spider. You might see a spider in a white person's house, right? Like in an aquarium or something like that. You will not ever like you're not gonna see that. It's a very rare breed of black person that would do that, right? That is less than 1%. That's not even that don't count, right? So I'm just saying, like, I would have been at this Jurassic Park. I wouldn't have been trusting shit they were saying it from jump, right? They're like, oh, this animal, he's safe, and that ain't safe. First of all, everybody I'd have stayed in the visitor center because that's where all the food was at, right? I'd have let them see the animals because guess what? I'm gonna watch the video and stay at the snack bar, get some of them free drinks, right? So then I would have heard all the screaming and stuff. I'd have took the liquor upstairs, and you know what I'm saying, I probably would have went up in the ceilings, took a lot of food up. First of all, if you at this Jurassic Park place, you know they got beef jerky somewhere. They got probably a limited supply. I'm gonna take as much as I could carry up in the rafters, and then take some other stuff, other snacks. Probably a bowl of ice cream because it's gonna melt quick. So I'll go take that first. It's just real stuff you got to think about. Like, and I would have lived. Last one standing. And guess what? My kids would have been up there too. Probably fighting over the Wi-Fi. I don't know what it is with kids and Wi-Fi these days, but they cannot live without it. If Wi-Fi is off, they immediately they become depressed. Children become depressed without Wi-Fi, without internet. I was like, this wasn't even like really a thing in people's houses until I was like 15. They don't care. They gotta have it. They must be connected to information, to friends, to games, to entertainment. And I'm right there with them. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I could go without it for like an hour or two. You know what I mean? Now, my Wi-Fi's cut off longer than that. But I pay the bill, right? So it's like, yeah, I feel like that's a little different too. Like if I'm paying the bill, maybe I need it because I do for work. Like, this is important. This is work, right? This is something you got to do. I gotta keep going. I gotta sit up here and do this. But my kids, they ain't got no job. What do they need the Wi-Fi for? I gotta play with my friends. Fortnite. So, they gotta have it. So, when my kids are coming, I gotta get the PlayStation fixed because out of nowhere, both my PlayStation and my Xbox HDMI went out. And I'm like, first of all, did the terrorists attack? Like, who's attacked? Like, who came? Like, why? Who knocked out both HDMIs at the same time? Like, it just happened. Both of them just went out. I didn't do nothing. I live by myself. So nothing happened to it. At the same time, they were both working, then they stopped working. And I'm like, these scammers are getting real. Coming in and messing up HDMI stuff in America. Can't do it. Sorry, I gotta get something to drink before I die. Queen's quiet. Must not be impressed. What else is going on? My dog, seriously, I got this rescue dog I adopted. He's German Shepherd. I love him. He's great. His name's Hans until my son renames him. But he needs a psychiatrist. Like this dog needs some help. He needs somebody to talk to him or something. Like, I got him from a rescue kennel, and I have never seen a dog that's just terrified of everything. Just he would not walk downstairs for 2 weeks. I don't know what that was about. Literally, I'm pulling him on leash because he's 80 something pounds. He resists. It ain't, it's not the easiest. And plus, you don't want to hurt him. He's in his, just like this. He was down there watching me. He know what he doing. You like this, ain't you? Resisting. Gotta carry you down the steps for 2 weeks. Tell him about that. Anyway, he just has all these weird quirks that they didn't tell me about at the kennel, right? Tell me all his heart problems and things like that, but They didn't tell me this dog is mad weird, right? That he needs someone, he needs help. I feel like some these it's okay. I love you, buddy. Don't look down. It ain't. Don't be offended. He's just got like this severe PTSD. I don't know what happened to him. I try asking him all the time. He don't want to talk about it. But like he now has like an attachment thing. He has to be in the room that I am at. And if he is not in the room that I am at, he is now trying to get in the room that I am at. And like he's smart though. This He'll try to open the doorknob with his mouth. He'll try to open it, like bite the doorknob and twist it. I'm like, oh my gosh, he just has to be with me. I remember one time I have two dogs and I left them and I put him in my office for when I left because he had kind of growled at the other dog a little bit. So I was like, oh, I should probably keep them separated. I come back I had to go to class. I was gone a couple hours. I come back, my office is destroyed because he panicked that he was locked in a room and he tried to, what I assume happened is he tried to jump on the other table in my office. There's two tables, my desk and this other table. And he jumped because everything on this table was off the table. Everything. Everything like pictures, speakers, keyboards, everything that was on everything. A bottle of liquor, maybe, a weed tray with some J's, all sorts of stuff just on the floor. He doesn't like to be he doesn't like to be in a room by himself. Can't do that. He has to, if there's a door open, he wants to be in that room. He's got a weird quirk like that. Like if I'm in the living room but my office is open, he's in my office. He doesn't want to, he just like has to be like far enough away. But then if I go to sleep, this fool wants to jump in my bed. Like I'm just like, bro, you got too many problems. We got to get you to talk to somebody. Sometimes he'll cry in his sleep. I'm like, somebody beat, somebody did something to these dogs, man. It's sad as hell. So, I just give him all the love I can. Hold on. He's about to. Hold on. Where's that? Nope. Stay. Yeah. You're okay. Anyway. He's almost knocking the. Now he's right over here. Okay. As long as he's happy. That's what I be dealing with. Oh. Anyway. Oh, now something. So, local crime news, which I always find interesting. A Detroit cop got arrested, and you're like, oh my gosh, hopefully he didn't kill something or kill somebody or do something like that. But no, this Detroit cop got arrested for stealing other policemen's shoes from work. And I was like, what? I had to click on this article because it didn't even make sense. I'm like, cop steals other cops' shoes. Apparently, this cop, unfortunately, he's black. So it's just like sometimes you just don't want it to, like when the news is real stupid, as a minority, you just pray it's not another minority. I don't know why that's a thing for me, but I'm just like, when I saw he was black, because at first you read the title and it says officers arrested for stealing other cops' shoes from work. And then I click on it and they got a mugshot and it's a black dude. And he would be at work, I guess in the locker room or wherever, where they store their stuff, and he would just take their shoes. And I was like, bro, like, how dumb. First of all, you deserve to get arrested. You deserve to get arrested. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Like, when they come back from the shower, they're gonna be like, where's my shoes? And you did it enough time, like you did it so many times, they caught you. They had to put a camera in there or something. And I'm like, bro, you're a cop in Detroit making almost 100K. You can't just go buy you some shoes? It ain't cost that much to live here. What are you doing? You couldn't have asked them for the shoes. It's the dumbest thing I've heard of. It's like that trooper who got caught in Kansas. A state trooper got caught, literally got told he was being investigated for shoplifting because he kept going to Walmart and shoplifting and shoplifting and shoplifting. And he kept scanning banana prices or whatever in the self-checkout. Like, they're never going to notice. But he would do it in his cop uniform and his National Guard uniform. The police, his captain tells him, hey, dude, we're investigating you for robbing. He doesn't lose his job yet because he's being investigated. He goes and steals again. Gets arrested while on bond, goes and steals again. And I'm just like, bro, like when you dumb like that, when you you do really dumb stuff as a police officer, you got to get a little extra time or something. We got to, I was like, man, depending on how many shoes he stole, I mean, I hate it, that probably was black on black crime. I say death penalty. I don't know. You can say I'm being outrageous, but stealing shoes from the locker room? Anyway, it's Friday. And when I realized it was Friday today, I was like, oh man, I wish it was Friday the 13th. I don't know why. I look forward to that little, kind of hope something will happen. A little, horror. I don't know, a little horror thing happens around. Not like, okay, like you really I don't want someone. I live in a city where you could read the news about someone's head chopped off. So I don't want that to happen around me, but I don't know, a little something, right? And because, now, like as a minority, as a black person, we weren't in horror movies, right? If we were the horror movies, we were the first person to die every time. And then the movie be about the 5 white friends. The black person, sometimes it was a boy and girl, they didn't even like each other. Only 2 black people, they didn't even like each other, right? She fine, he cute, whatever, like how they are. But they don't like each other. They with the other people, but they happen to be together, and then they get stabbed and murdered. They couldn't get away. First of all, let's be real. Teenage African-American male, definitely getting away from a mid 30, 40, 50 serial killer. He ain't catching him. What? Not in no chase, not no foot chase. You see how many police it takes to catch a black kid in a foot chase? It takes 12 of them. And they all coming through. That's why they call 12, because it takes 12 of them to catch one. Do your history. You know what I'm saying? Learn your history, learn your facts. Uh, Speaking of like good movies, man, I was watching a good show. Um, I was like called American Primeval or something like that. But it's like when it's like this family trying to get from like Utah. They're trying to get to Utah. So, it's like the Oregon Trail kind of like they're just trying to go west and it's like the 1800s. Man, first of all, apparently the Mormons were violent. I didn't know that. There ain't nobody tell me Mormons well were violent like that. But my instincts honestly was like I need to stay out of Salt Lake City and Utah in general. I got a friend there who's Mormon. He probably gonna be mad at me about this joke, but I don't mean it personally. Like I love him, but they were messing people up. They were like, oh, if you're not Mormon, first of all, you shouldn't live here. We'll shoot you. I don't know how accurate it was or not, but they made it seem like it was some stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, been on TikTok lately, and I don't know why. When you go through TikTok, you're scrolling. You go through the live sometime, and it's like there's a lot of prisoners these days having live TikToks, right? And I'm like, first of all, I thought you couldn't have a phone in prison because it's prison. Well, I guess some of them could be jail. But I mean, I feel like you could tell a jail facility from a prison facility, right? But you find dudes in there playing, doing push ups, doing a lot of push ups too. I don't know who they are, like trying to do these push ups for on their live, but they are doing a lot of push ups. I like, God, dog, I cannot. Then you see the other ones where it's like 10 of them in a room trying to holler at the chicks. I'm like, what in the world? And I was like, trying to make prison look fun, right? I'm like, they get the other ones where they're live and they're showing the dudes playing basketball with there's milk crates the basket and like you got the dude in there throwing no look passes and stuff like that. I'm like, prison is not fun. I'm like, I don't understand how they get away with it. I don't get it. I'm like, how are the cops not? They just don't care in the prisons no more. They're like, I'll just give them a phone. I guess it just makes me mad because they could do more push-ups than me. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's I think it's bull crap. They could go and do that many. They got time to just do push-ups all day and get strong. You know, feel like push-ups should be illegal with prisons. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, why do we want the prisoners getting stronger? Did they, let's realistically think about that. So we're gonna take people, put them away for years from society, and then we're like, oh, at the same time, you've committed a violent or heinous crime. Let's give you the opportunity to get stronger for when you get out. I don't know how it makes sense, right? I feel like that's the one thing we should have took away was getting them stronger. Shouldn't we get them a little weaker? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Teach them how to plant plants or no, I don't know. Let's see. Can't teach them how to sew. You can't give them needles. I don't know, but the weightlifting was the wrong idea. I it just doesn't make sense. Why would you want them to get stronger? You know. So just something to think about. Uh in financial news, Tesla stock has like crashed 50% since its high. It was at its highest in December or something like that. And then ever since Elon Musk, the CEO, started working for with the government, the stock has tanked like 50%. So he's lost a significant amount of his net worth because he was the richest man. So he's lost, let's say, like 40% of his net worth, and he's still the richest man in the world. And so, like, my thing is like, I'm trying to work for Elon. Like, Elon, bro, give me a job, my dude. Please. I won't even let him say nothing bad about you. I'll defend everything. I'll be like, let him have more babies. Like, he need to go to Mars. Like, bro, come on. Let me get a job. Like, pay, like, let me get some stocks. Cause how, like, you get hit half your money and you still the richest in the world? Ain't nothing phasing you. You don't care about nothing. He's like, blow up the Teslas. He's like, I'll make more. I still want a Tesla. You know what I'm saying? I hate that it's all this violence towards them because now they drop the loans on them to like 2% APR. You get a Tesla at a good deal. You ain't got to pay for gas no more. You drive all over the place. But nah, people want to scratch them up and paint them and destroy them. Now I can't. I ain't getting shot at over no car. It ain't worth it. Mm-mm. He gave me a free one though. You know what I'm saying? I rep it. I drive it all through the hood. I wouldn't care. But I gotta get a free one, you know what I'm saying? Like, or 0% interest. Hook me up at 0%, Elon. I'll do it. And let me get a job too. I won't let them people talk anything about you. Um, and it's just like I decided, if I could go back in time and like change any event in history or whatever, I'd definitely kill the person who made these filters, photo filters. I feel like that is the most impactful moment in human history where we gave women the ability to change themselves with the picture, how they look, and it can make them go from a 2 to an 8. And that's not a fair adjustment. That's very unfair because when you get there in person, you see a 2. And guess who's not going to pay for that date? I'm not going to pay for that date because that filter. And I feel like as men, there's some crap. Like, because we don't use that. Because if you use a filter, a woman's like, I ain't talking to no man with no filter. I ain't. So, and first of all, it looks weird for us. I mean, like, even just making your picture black and white, it's like, oh my gosh, this is too much. But women, like, I don't know how it does it, but like, it'll add like the makeup look, and women can look like 30 years younger and 20. It be hiding the arm flaps and stuff. You know what I mean? Like real issues. Like we need to stop doing that. It's making people that aren't confident in real life confident online, and it ain't helping them. It ain't helping nobody. It ain't doing nothing. We need to take that away. I don't even care. You can be mad at me all you want. I'm gonna keep it buck because I like you ever seen like your friends' pictures online, and you're like, bitch, you don't look like that. I know you. You don't look like that. They out there tricking people. This is what it is. Because it's like how we grew up. There's like that catfish show was still going on, and and that I used to love that show. It was like so cool, right? But now it's just weird, like because before it was like a guy, it was like a guy or a girl, but it was like a friend. that was pretending to be someone else, or uh but now it's like you don't even know who's going to open the door, and then you can't tell if that was a man or a woman, or like, and like the mental problems that are coming from this. And like you can see, like these people are so weird and they're like messed up in the head and everything, but the show must go on. They keep doing it. So I really don't even like watching it anymore. It's, I hope they, I like it when it's like the guy girl, you know, or, it could be gay or whatever too. Like that's fine, of course. But I don't know, all this other stuff, or like they can't even find the people. It's like they got to get like CSI on these. Like they got to, I don't even know how they track some of these people down. They're like using voice filters and, you know, but like for me too, it's kind of the people who get catfish fault, because like, why are you still talking to them for a year or 2 years? You ain't never met them. Every time you call them, something happens. You couldn't put two and two together. Like we can't be so soft and lonely that we fall for this crap. Can't fall for that. You call twice, you ain't getting no response, so that ain't it. It's fishy. Bye. Go get your confirmation and affirmation from somebody else. Go jack off for a little bit, right? I got a friend that does that all the time. She can't help herself. Definitely has a problem. Literally will beat her vagina up for like an hour a day, right? You try to help these people and give them some advice so they could get their social awareness up, and they don't care. No, she'd just rather go masturbate in a different part of the house. So, what can you do? But anyway, yeah, we'll just let it roll with that. We already went over an hour. Uh, you ain't even throwing me no more topics or nothing. The hearts. That's all. Um, well, I guess though the last thing I could say is, it's spring break right now for a lot of people. My kids personally on spring break, they're a little too young for what I'm talking about, but like it's now spring break for like college kids and everything else, high school kids too. And it made me think about like being a spring break, because I went to like MTV spring break and stuff growing up with my best friends, and I hope those kids are safe. You know what I mean? Like, cause we went crazy growing up. We went crazy. It's a miracle none of us got arrested or dead. Drunk as driving, and fight. How many fights I got in spring break? Physical hand to hand fights. Just drinking and somebody touch you wrong, like say something, you gonna fight. So I hope everybody has a good time. You know what I mean? I was like, I wonder maybe when a few years from now, if I make a bunch of money, I'm gonna end up back at spring break somewhere. I'm gonna make sure I have to do like a show near a spring break location. Because I don't know if I'm still banned from Daytona Beach. I was kicked out. I got in trouble. Yeah. Yeah. Good times. Got arrested and got in trouble. And I was like, I think I got banned. I could be banned still. Trespassed. They're like, you partied too hard. I was like, yeah, true. I didn't even remember anything that week. I just, it's bad when you take drugs to spring break. Like, I was just too prepared. I had like five cigarette packs full of blunts already pre-rolled. I had vials of prescription medication and of course endless alcohol. And I remember spring break through the pictures I took and the stories that were said about me. And then also, of course, a police report, that one was the main one. That definitely helped jog the memory. So yeah. Well, thanks guys. We're here for, what was it? Dead brain cells. And yeah, good times. So y'all have a good night. I'm about to call you.